Welcome YouTube, my name is Villains, and with Taika Waititi's recent hey guys, sorry about this, recently like 3 months ago. So I had recorded this video before Thor 4 came out, and as you guys can tell, it's August. The movie already came out. I'll just be doing the gore part right now. I'll be blurring out the rest of the characters so that it doesn't spoil the list for you guys. So I put him in the A tier. Fire moments off the dome, please return. I think the #1 problem with Thor 4 was that it didn't use gore enough. He should have been in the movie more. They should have explored his backstory a little bit more, and he should have fought a little bit more. Simple as that. He was great shots, Christian Bale, everything. Gore was the man, but we didn't get enough, and now we're never gonna see him again. So stay for the whole video. Bye. I thought, what is a better time to talk about the best Marvel villains? Now, I have done a part 1 to this video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But the problem was about part 1, I took a little bit too long, so we're gonna try to speed run this. Before we get into it, I'm gonna run down the tiers we got here. We got among movie villain goats. A tier, fire moments off the dome. That means I can think about a great moment associated with you, and I want you back on the big screen. In the B tier, we got your movie was alright. You know, not good, not bad, not anything too special. In the C tier, we got Son, don't return. Just don't. And in the bottom tier, we got who? I mean, what are you even doing? What are you doing? Now, part 1 was made a couple of months ago, and because of that, a lot of the movies that came out weren't out at the time, like Spider-Man No Way Home. And before we get into the list, we gotta make some changes because a couple people on here, they made some reappearances. We gotta adjust their placement on the list. The first person up, Green Goblin, man. Oh, you're up here, buddy. I mean, wow, that No Way Home performance was insane. Willem Dafoe brought it on both sides as Norman and as Green Goblin. Phenomenal. I mean, the man taking Aunt May's life, the apartment scene, and the fight. Oh my goodness. Spider-Man No Way Home it's a modern classic at this point. A lot of that is due to this guy right here. Gotta talk about Doc Ock though. I do still think that Doc Ock remains in the A tier. He wasn't even a villain for too long in Spider-Man No Way Home, and he got clowned anyways. So I think he deserves to stay there. He did well, but not anything to move up his performance. Let's talk about Electro, my boy right here. Honestly, I'm gonna move Electro up. Got a bit of a redesign. It looks way better in Spider-Man No Way Home. It was good to see him there. He was pretty funny too, so I moved him up 1 tier. I think he deserves that. Lizard, now I'm gonna just put him down here. What tier is this? In the C tier, man, just don't come back. He didn't do anything in No Way Home. He didn't even get a scene where he was getting captured. He was barely there. I mean, Lizard was whatever. And we got Sandman. I'm gonna put Sandman up here. Again, we do have to judge every movie that these guys were in. Lizard wasn't even that good in Amazing Spider-Man, if I'm being honest with you. Sandman was amazing in Spider-Man 3. Sadly though, it was just kind of thrown to the wayside in No Way Home, I'd say. He was kind of just there. I would have placed Sandman here anyways in the B tier. Yeah, I think we're about ready to get back into the list where we left off. I hope you guys know which one I'm wearing. I mean, come on now. You already know what this top tier is for, bro. Let's get right into this list, man. First up, we got Jigsaw, and he's from the Punisher movies, and I've never seen any of them before. I'm just gonna put you there. I don't really know. Juggernaut. I really enjoyed Deadpool 2 Juggernaut. Everything you need out of Juggernaut, he was in that film. He was the big brute, the weapon that the bad guy needed. He had some funny moments in the movie as well. The fight with Colossus was funny. Him ripping Deadpool in half was hilarious. Juggernaut was really cool in Deadpool 2. However, Juggernaut in X-Men 3, oh God, man. I'm gonna put him somewhere in there. Just please don't do this again. You know what's worse? I believe the kid in the movie, he deactivated mutant powers. And when Juggernaut ran through, he hit his head on the wall, meaning he had his mutant powers deactivated. If you know anything about Juggernaut, he is not a mutant. We're gonna move on to the next. Justin Hammer. I never seen Iron Man 2. I think I might have mentioned that in the last video. It's a series I've been thinking about. There's a couple of MCU movies I haven't seen. Iron Man 2 is one of them. If you guys want reactions to that, let me know down in the comments. Justin Hammer, I just don't know too much about him. He's just another smart person. That's kind of, you don't have to come back. I'm fine without you. Caecilius from Doctor Strange 1, don't return. Absolutely nothing to this man's character. Boring. Killmonger. Of course, Green Goblin is technically the first to be inducted into the movie villain GOATs, but I think Killmonger deserves it, man. I think Black Panther as a movie works mostly because of Killmonger and his motivation. He's completely warranted in what he wants. He is completely warranted in his frustration with with the people of Wakanda, and he kind of won in that movie, which was very impressive. The role was played very well, very memorable, and he was brought back in What If a couple times. Of course, this list has nothing to do with What If. We're not including any animations, any shows, anything like that. Just movie appearance, strictly movie appearances. But I think off of that movie appearance alone, Killmonger deserves this top spot right here. He's definitely going to be remembered for a long time. And we got Kingpin right here from the Daredevil 2000s movie. But let me just check one thing. Yeah, right there. Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace. I don't know much about this movie. I did see a clip on Bullseye last video who was in this movie, and I was really impressed with that. But because of that, I'm gonna just put him here. If we're scaling him to another villain in the same movie, hopefully they should be around the same tier. A lot of people don't like that Daredevil movie, but it's one of those old ones, you know. A lot of those 2000s era movies are just not very good. Let's go on to the next one right here. We got one of the people, I'm not sure what's this guy's name. Let me look it up right here. I made the list. I should know everybody's name here, but clearly I don't. So I thought this guy was from Wolverine. No, he's from Elektra. Yeah, we can do without you, buddy. We can do without you. Claw from a couple movies, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Black Panther. Andy Serkis plays this role so well.
No more. What is love?
He's very entertaining, and I'll put him near the top of the B tier. Lady Tanaka? Is that her name? Yeah. She looks interesting. I'll put her top of the C tier. Yeah. Up next, oh yeah, come on now. Loki doesn't deserve a movie villain GOAT spot because honestly, he hasn't really been a villain for that long. I mean, he flip-flops all the time, but Loki as a villain, Loki as a character is just so entertaining. He is so good. He deserves no less than the A tier, the first Avengers villain. Loki's a beast. I mean, there's nothing more you could say about this guy. We're definitely gonna see more of him. Obviously, he has his own show. He definitely deserves the A tier. Ian McKellen Magneto is one of the greatest villains ever. I love everything having to do with Ian McKellen's Magneto, especially Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen. That dynamic is one of the best in superhero movie history, along with people like Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. I do think, though, that he's top of the A tier. I can't give him GOAT status. I just cannot, but he is amazing though. So many great moments with Ian McKellen's Magneto. I think the one that stands out to me is when he lifts up the bridge. You got him taking the blood out of the security guard, but this Magneto, yeah. Michael Fassbender's Magneto is incredible. You know what? I don't care. I don't care. You guys can say whatever you want to me down in the comments. I know that those X-Men movies suck. I mean, you want to talk about casting a younger, they're playing another person but younger. He's the perfect McKellen to Stewart as, you know, Fassbender to James McAvoy.
Okay, that didn't really make sense, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I mean, oh my goodness, the scenes that they share together, so powerful. Him in Days of Future Past, you see him take all the Sentinels. He makes the entire stadium rise. I mean, you want to talk about Magneto in his prime, you could easily tell that Ian McKellen Magneto is powerful. Even in his old age, he's like not limited by anything. He got shot with the serum thing that would take away immune powers, and he still had it. You could tell Magneto's extremely powerful, but you could really see his power in Michael Fassbender's Magneto. Pulling up all the guns and shooting the weirdo we got down here, whatever her name is. He definitely deserves a spot in my mind. Days of Future Past, I think, is where he performs his best, but then again, you have so many moments like in First Class, deflecting the bullet, stopping all the missiles, so many moments, and I hope that if the MCU decides to get a Magneto, that it's Michael Fassbender playing Magneto. We want to see him back. He doesn't get enough credit for how well he played this role. Yeah, Magneto's in the GOATs. But you know who's not in the GOATs? You know who's in the absolute furthest you can possibly get from the GOATs? What was this, man? I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second here. For a second. Allow me to play devil's advocate for this atrocity that was Galactus in Fantastic Four 2. Now, I think it was in the Trial of Reed Richards comic where they said that if you look at Galactus, he takes the form of whatever you perceive would be a giant energy life form. Like a Skrull looks at Galactus and they see a big Skrull. We humans look at Galactus and we see a big human man in a purple suit. That is why Galactus's real form is like an energy. He is energy. He is the sum total of cosmic energy out in the universe. So I guess, in a way, this is comic book accurate. But if we're talking about Galactus, if we're talking about one of the greatest Marvel Comics villains of all time, This was an embarrassment. I don't want to talk about it any further. Thor 2's villain, I believe, Malekith. Never seen it, but this movie gets clowned for being one of the worst. We don't want to see him back here. Mephistopheles from Ghost Rider. I believe he was in Ghost Rider 1, but played by somebody else. Absolutely horrible. Nobody cares. This is not the Mephisto we want. Multiple Man. I don't know why I have him on this list. You don't have to come back. Mysterio. Oh, I like this. I want Mysterio to come back, and I don't think he's dead. As a matter of fact, I thought he was gonna come back in Spider-Man No Way Home, and that would have been the real Sinister Six, not that garbage we got with Venom at the end. That was not the Sinister Six. That was not the Sinister Six. They played us because Mysterio's still out there. He was amazing in Spider-Man Far From Home. Mysterio was very entertaining. Jake Gyllenhaal has the moments where he freaks out. I love where he's like,
somebody get this stupid costume off me.
And he looks amazing. I mean, the way that they portrayed his powers, of course they're fake and all that, but look like Doctor Strange flying around and stuff like that. I definitely want to see him back. We got Mystique. I love this Mystique so much. You guys don't understand how disappointed with this new Mystique. Well, what the hell was that about, man? She's corny, bro. Having Mystique as a main character, it doesn't work. It doesn't work the way that they tried to do it. It didn't make any sense. It was not cool. We didn't like when she was on the screen. She was annoying. What are you talking about, ex-women? Come on, bro. That's so dumb. This Mystique right here played her role to a T. So many good moments with this Mystique, messing with Wolverine a lot. I'm not gonna lie. This Magneto did her so dirty, bro. Oh.
You saved me. You're not one of us anymore.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, I can't believe he did that. This Mystique is really cool, and I feel like if the MCU wants to do Mystique again, take notes from this one, because that's the way to go. We got Nebula from Endgame. I thought this was extremely corny. I'm not gonna lie. I love Endgame. Honestly, I think Endgame is better than Infinity War. Now, that I understand that is like an unpopular opinion, but I really enjoyed Endgame a lot. Like, a lot. And this right here, I could have done without this. I understand that was literally the entire reason that Thanos was even able to catch up to the present timeline, but I think they could have done that a lot better. She was very corny, and she's dead, so who cares about her? Iron Man 1's villain, Obadiah Stane, the Ironmonger. He's another like businessman who's really powerful and stuff like that. I never seen Iron Man 1. Why am I talking about it? I never seen the movie. There is his famous box of scraps line, so that's pretty cool. I'll leave him in the B tier for that. We got Proxima Midnight. I could have swore that I put her on this list before. Where did I put the rest of the Black Order? So I put Black Smurf right here, or whatever, Black Dwarf, Ebony Maw right here. I'm gonna bump up Proxima to be with her husband, which is interesting because I feel like the only implication that we got that they are husband and wife is that they went after Wanda and Vision. But yeah, Wanda obliterated her. I'll put her in the B tier. We got Psylocke, Age of Apocalypse. She was a villain. I think they nailed the design of Psylocke so well. I mean, oh my goodness. You can't see her face, but oh, she's beautiful. And she looks exactly like Psylocke. I forgot the actor's name. Oh my goodness, I can't remember her name for the life of me. And I'm not gonna look it up either because I don't care that much. Definitely want to see Psylocke done again in the MCU. This is the way to go. And yeah, B tier. Pyro, my boy. Yeah, I like the development of Pyro throughout the X-Men movies. Of course, he's more of a side character, but you could see him kind of leaning towards the bad side, and you could already tell that he had those instincts within him. I think my favorite moment with Pyro, though, is when they're in Iceman's parents' house and the police are there. I forgot what he said, but he was like,
you know all those dangerous mutants you hear about on the news? I'm the worst one.
He doesn't get this right here. He's a side guy. His moments are really cool, and he got beat by Iceman. A little build up to that moment right there was very nice. Good side development for my boy Pyro. Let's go on to the next one. What was his name? Decay in Ghost Rider 2, I think? Garbage, bro. What are you even doing here? Nobody cares about you. Red Skull, I'm gonna put him right here. I mean, there's just not much to his character. He wanted to harvest the Tesseract for its energy. He's a Nazi general or whatever. I get it. That's cool. There's just not much else to his character. It's not like he's a villain who's gonna scare anybody. He's just a guy. I can't really count him being a villain as the guardian of the Soul Stone because he just guards the Soul Stone. That's all he does. So he's a B tier to me. He's fine. He's cool. Whatever. Riot from Venom. Are you serious? I don't like the Venom movies, and I get it. They're fun watches. They are, because Venom is funny. He's entertaining. There's some cool fights, I guess, or cool uses of the symbiote or whatever. But Riot was corny, bro. He was absolutely corny. We don't care about Riot. We don't care about Riot Aid. What? We don't care about Riot. We don't want to see him come back. You're done. Ronan the Accuser, cornball. What are you doing, bro? First of all, he got beat by dancing. That's all it took to beat him, and he was a clown to this guy Thanos. I mean, just not much to Ronan's character. I know he's a lot better in comics though. The Guardians movie, definitely a good one. I mean, come on now, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. That movie put on their entire group. Ronan was not at all a part of that success. Nobody cares about Ronan. Sabretooth. Now this Sabretooth, yeah, this one right here, Tyler Mane played Sabretooth. That dude is huge. I'm pretty sure he played Michael Myers as well. I'm pretty sure he only did X-Men 1, right? I may be remembering that completely wrong. I don't know what happens to him in X-Men 1. I completely forgot. But there wasn't enough him versus Wolverine. I feel like that would have been great. Sabretooth in the B tier because they nailed the design very well. We got the Adaptoid Sentinels. I mean, you talk about scary villains. Not many people in these movies are scary. Like, they're a terrifying villain. There's somebody that you feel like they're coming. Like, I think the intro scene and the couple scenes throughout the Days of Future Past, phenomenal. I mean, these guys are terrifying. They kill the group of X-Men that are left countless amount of times. That's literally the entire purpose of the movie, is to stop those guys from being created because of how terrifying they are. I mean, so good of a concept, so good in execution, because they showed us how deadly they are. They adapt like that. No pun intended. They adapt so quick, all due to Mystique and her abilities. Just such a great plot. If you've never seen X-Men Days of Future Past, I'm pretty sure you have. Go watch it. I know I put it off for a few years. Huge mistake. I really wish I would have seen that movie on release. Sentinels are in the A tier. They definitely deserve it. We got Silver Samurai in the Wolverine 2. Never seen this movie, but this design looks awful. What is that, man? He's a robot with a sword? What is this, Transformers? What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Don't bring that back, bro. We don't want to see that. What the hell is this, man? A creepypasta? Go back down there, bro. We're not even going to talk about that. Storm as a villain? Are you serious? I mean, this Storm right here was very good, but she didn't even last for a villain that long. I don't even know why I put her on this list. You can go in the B tier. Nobody cares. Stryker from X-Men 2. I really like this guy. He's a little annoying. I can't lie. I'll put Stryker at the bottom of the B tier. I think the whole storyline with him and his son was interesting. I believe this Stryker makes his first appearance in X-Men Age of Apocalypse. Nope. Not really much to his character. It's very weird how at the end of the movie he was a Mystique. I'm not sure what that was about in Days of Future Past. That actually might be where he made his first appearance, this Stryker right here. But you can be right there. There just wasn't much to his character, I'd say. Don't ask me why I put Taserface on this list. You can go down there, buddy. Taskmaster, come on. Actually, I can't give it the hoots here because they did try to do something with the story. It's better than nothing, right? It's better than nothing, and I definitely know for a fact Taskmaster will be returning, and maybe he'll be I said he. My apologies. Maybe she will be redeemed. I completely forgot her name, but she is the daughter of Dreykov, who I'm pretty sure I have in this list. Yeah, he's down here with his daughter. Wow, like father, like daughter. They both belong in the seeds here, both bums. Even her fighting wasn't all that. To be honest, Black Widow as a movie, not a fan. It's just not all that good. Oh man, I want to save these two, bro. I want to save these two. Now this guy right here is from Howard the Duck. Even if you paid me, I'm not watching that movie, bro. We got Toad from X-Men 1. Hey man, what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? It gets sent to the C tier. We got Trevor from Iron Man 3, Iron Man 2. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen any of the Iron Man movies in full. Trevor Slattery, he returned in Shang-Chi. He wasn't a villain. He was pretty funny, but we don't need to see you, bro. We already got the Real Mandarin. All right, I'll go Ultron then, my boy right here. This Ultron, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want him to return. I do not like this Ultron. Now, watching over Avengers 2, it's the obvious pick for the weakest Avenger movie, but I don't think that's because the movie itself is weak. Partially it is, but I think it's just because Avengers 1, 3, and 4 are just that damn good. This movie right here, it just can't keep up. Those movies changed an entire era. This movie didn't. It was in between it all, and unfortunately Ultron has to suffer that fate. He's just not all that fun a villain to watch on the screen. Age of Ultron itself, solid movie, but I don't really attribute much of that to Ultron. The Avengers were extremely entertaining in that movie, and yeah, Ultron's in the B tier. Here we go with Endgame Thanos. You can say what you want. I understand Endgame is the weaker movie and it has a lot of contrivances, having a lot of plot holes. I don't care. I don't care. The man bombed the entire Avengers headquarters. He obliterated these people. He almost won. but he also almost died a couple times.
Oh, great heavens!
Wanda almost tore this man to shreds. But the moment that stands out to me is when this man said, I'm gonna sit here and wait for the 3 Avenger leaders to come to me with everything they got, and I'm gonna still give it to them. That right there is one of the greatest moments ever. He sat there and said, I'm gonna wait for these dudes to do something about me. I love it. I mean, you think about the moment where he sees himself die on the recording of Nebula, and he said, that is destiny fulfilled. This man saw himself die and loved it. He loved it. Oh man, Endgame Thanos, you can say what you want about the movie. I absolutely love Endgame Thanos. And I love how he was a lot more skilled, it seems, than Infinity War Thanos right here, which, I mean, come on now. Is there really a question? I mean, hey, hold on. Does I put him at the end? No. He is the greatest Marvel movie villain ever. I mean, this man is a part of pop culture at this point. He's a part of our culture everywhere. You can't go anywhere without seeing something on Thanos. This guy was played so well that he is just implemented in society now. Like, Thanos did nothing wrong. Like, come on now. This man, era defining. Infinity War was his movie. Amazing, man. Nothing more to say that hasn't been said already about Thanos. The man is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. For now. Because I have a feeling, not Kang, get that man out of here. I have a feeling that Dr. Doom is going to be the greatest villain of all time. But my bias aside, let's go on to the list. We got Eddie Brock, played by Topher Grace. Are we serious right now, bro? Oh man, you can't get any more disrespect. I mean, you can, because of course this guy right here exists. But this was disrespect to the highest degree. What was this Venom? Horrible. You know what? I'm thinking about putting him at the top of the hoot here. That's how bad this Venom was. He only had one fight scene. What was his motivation? That he hated Peter? Really? That's it? He got you fired? He took your girl? Actually, yeah, that's a pretty good motivation. But like, still though, like Spider-Man 3, just so disappointing, man. It's looked on a little bit more fondly now that time has passed and so many memes have been a thing. But damn, man, that Venom is so bad. We have the Viper from Wolverine. We don't care, bro. Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming. I actually really liked Vulture in this movie. He's put out of business essentially by Tony Stark. The twist of him being the father of the girl that Peter liked, so good. You keep on thinking about that moment in the car where the lights are changing and Peter's in the backseat looking so worried. So much great chemistry. Keaton and Tom Holland. I love the scenes with Vulture in that movie, but he doesn't really have too much. Vulture's cool, I guess. His whole concept. He's wearing like a bird suit, but that's about it. He doesn't really get that 8 status from me. I definitely think that Far From Home was the better movie, and that's why I'd say Mysterio has the slight edge over my boy Vulture. But yeah, let's go on to the next. Shang-Chi's dad, the Real Mandarin. Yeah, this was a great movie. It's definitely one of the highlights of Phase 4. A lot of people are frustrated with Phase 4. While I understand some of that frustration, I do think Phase 4 has capitalized on quite a few things. Most of that is character development with villains, and the start of that, I'd say, was right here with the Mandarin. I mean, he's sympathetic in that he's doing something that is noble, but it's just not in his control, and he doesn't really realize it because he's blinded by it, but it's sympathetic in that way. He doesn't really want to harm his son. He doesn't want to do anything like that. He just wants his wife back. Shang-Chi is a great movie, and a lot of that, I think, has to do with how effective the Mandarin is as a character and how well he's played by Tony Leung. The battle with Shang-Chi's mom, so good. One of my favorite scenes, I think, in the entire MCU. Their battle is like a dance. It's beautiful. Mandarin definitely deserves this spot right here. It was worth the wait to get the Real Mandarin. We have Whiplash from Iron Man 2. I can't lie, he looks mad cool, and I've seen like the scene where he's whipping a thing and like he looks mad cool. I'll put him in the B tier just because he looks cool, but again, I haven't seen Iron Man 2, so I don't know what he's about. Bucky in the Winter Soldier and Civil War, where he was a villain as well. Man, I mean, so effective, so good. Who the hell is Bucky? Ow. His fight scenes, amazing. He dominated the entire Avengers crew. He did struggle a little bit with Black Panther though, I can't lie. He looked like he met his match with Black Panther, which was very cool to see them fight. But oh man, Bucky as a villain just works so well. He works 200% better than he does as a hero. I mean, he just got the swagger, he's got the power, he's got the speed, he's got everything. Bucky's really awesome as a villain, and Winter Soldier is a very underrated movie. Bucky definitely in the A tier, and I want to see him Wolverine come back as a villain. Maybe in the Thunderbolts, that'd be awesome. We have Victor Cree Sabretooth from X-Men Origins. Are we serious right now? Are we kidding ourselves? I guess this Sabretooth is a little bit better in terms of story than this guy right here, because I mean, we actually have something for him, but still, that doesn't make it good though. I mean, Origins is just a trash movie. Why in the world do I have this Deadpool up here? X-Men Origins, we don't acknowledge that movie, bro. X-24 from Logan, yes. In the B tier, I can't put him up here because there's no character to this guy. He is a Wolverine clone and he's a weapon. And that's it. But the scenes with him are just ferocious. This man is an animal. This is Wolverine unhinged to the most degree that we've ever seen. And I mean, just him killing Xavier, that whole scene is heartbreaking. And then he killed Wolverine. I mean, just insane. If we ever got to see Wolverine in his prime, it was basically that right there. I mean, this guy was rampaging through that movie for that last section that he was in. And yeah. B tier for him. Yellow Jacket from Ant-Man. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever seen Ant-Man in full. He does look cool, so I'll put him in the B tier, and I've heard Ant-Man is a solid movie, but I think that honestly makes 7 MCU movies that I haven't seen. Ridiculous, bro. I know. And if you guys want reactions to that, just let me know down in the comments so I can accurately place this man right here, but I'm gonna put him in the B tier so that nobody gets mad at me. We got Jan Rog. How do I even know his name? You're in the Who tier. I don't know if I've said this on the channel before. Captain Marvel is the worst MCU movie. Point blank. I have tried to see this movie twice, and I slept both times. That's unacceptable. This can't be happening in a movie. How am I sleeping on two separate occasions when I'm watching it? I saw a scene recently and I'm like, this was in Captain Marvel? I don't remember that because I slept through it twice. So Jan Rog, you down there. He was a clown by the end of the movie anyway. She slapped him and that was it. Surtur from Thor Ragnarok. I think I might want to put him in the C tier, but the thing about him is we just don't have enough on his character, but he is pretty menacing, I guess. The problem was he was in Thor Ragnarok and that whole movie is more of a joke, and not a joke in a bad way, but like they're very lighthearted in tone, and Surtur was kind of clownish in that movie, but I'll put him in the B tier, bottom of the B tier. He doesn't deserve any higher than that. We got Carnage. Wow. I really didn't want to do this. Man. Carnage is the most disappointing villain in this entire list. We waited how long to see Carnage in a Marvel movie? How long? This man is one of the most iconic Marvel villains of all time. What the hell was Venom 2? What the hell was that? I mean, they played up the violence as if he was gonna be this beast doing whatever he wanted throughout that movie. Why is he a computer hacker, bro? Why don't him and Cletus have a perfect symbiotic match? That's literally what they're most known for. What? They dropped the ball so hard on Carnage. He's at the bottom of the list right now because he's the most fresh in my mind. But you know what? I'm gonna put his girlfriend to join him. And for whatever reason, she turned good at the end of the movie. Why? Why did she do that? I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand why she did that. I don't get Venom 2 as a movie. Why did Venom beat him so easily? Literally, Carnage is known for being one of the strongest symbiotes ever, probably the strongest. Why is he losing to Venom? Why did Venom kill him? Kill him. He ate him. Oh, man, I'm gonna just move on. Who the hell is that, man? Just next. Are you kidding me? You can go down there, bro. Just what in the world was this, man? And we got Icarus from Eternals, along with Crow Dro. I don't care what his name is, but Icarus kind of just turned out of nowhere. I'm gonna be honest. His villainous turn was like they didn't have anybody else from the Eternals history, so they just say, you know what, Icarus is turned back. Well, we don't know what to do with you anymore. We don't know. For an evil Superman, pretty weak. Motivation was pretty garbage. That's the thing. He's gonna come back. I mean, he flew into the sun, but we all know he's gonna. He can return, but we'll be fine without him. Got Lady Deathstrike. She was done pretty well. I think she's in the B tier. There's a lot more to Lady Deathstrike's character. She has a lot more to do with Wolverine, and I hope the MCU, if they do decide to do something with her, that they at least try to capitalize on that part of her character. But yeah, she was pretty cool. She had a gruesome death in that movie. Oh. Jeez, that her death is kind of hard to watch. She obliterated my boy Cyclops, so I'm kind of salty about that. But yeah, bottom of the B tier for Lady Deathstrike. nearing the end of our list, when you talk about life-changing villains, you talk about villains that you really sympathize with. I mean, Milo is at the top of that list, right? I mean, look at this GOAT, bro. You see him dance? You see his moves? He's so good. We need to keep him as far away from the top tier as possible because he might annihilate everybody here. We're keeping Milo down here to keep everybody else safe from him. This man is the GOAT. Morbius.
Intriguing.
The final entry in our list, Wanda Maximoff. Look, I get it. Her motivation was a little questionable, to say the least. It didn't make sense in a lot of ways, and I understand that. But I think she deserves credit for how wild she went in that movie. We've never seen a villain go that crazy before. And I think a lot of people are upset because of how powerful she was out of nowhere. But if you're familiar with the comics, if you're familiar with the Scarlet Witch, this is what she does, bro. She is a rampaging, unhinged monster. She is exactly that, and she's been like that for a long time in Marvel Comics now. People are afraid of this woman because of the destruction that she can dish out. A lot of people complain about certain characters being nerfed and stuff like that in the Marvel movies because, I mean, you kind of have to. If you let these guys like Thor go all out, there just wouldn't be a movie. It'd be them obliterating everything in an instant. But I think this was the first case where people saw a character accurately represented with their power on par from the comics. This is what the Scarlet Witch does. This is what she is able to do. She can make your mouth disappear and make you obliterate yourself. She can make anybody, absolutely anybody, not just Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards, my boy. She can make anybody into string cheese. She can split anybody in half. She can crush anybody. She can go inside of anybody's mind and break their neck like she did to my boy Xavier for his 45th death in a movie up until this point. She can do that to anybody, bro. It's not just the Illuminati, not just who we saw on the screen. I mean, you've seen the power of Scarlet Witch before. She almost killed Thanos. And she was amped. And in Doctor Strange, she was double, probably triple amped. I mean, I don't know. I really liked Wanda in this movie. I definitely want to see her return. She's going to return, but I do want her one more time, just one more time as a villain. Let's have somebody step up and try to really fight her, because as powerful as she is, there are many characters out there who can do a little bit something to her. I would love to see a Wanda versus Jean. I would love to see what that matchup entails and how that would play out in the big screen especially. But with that being said, this is, as of the release of this video, because Thor comes out in a week, this is every Marvel villain ever. We didn't give too many passes. There's a lot more people in this side of the list than there are here. I think the villain problem in the Marvel movies is slowly getting better. They're starting to understand that villains are really what push the movie over the edge, because we all love the heroes that are in these movies. But what makes certain movies great, like an Infinity War, like a Spider-Man No Way Home, is when the villain of that movie pushes it over the edge. People like Green Goblin and Thanos, you just don't get people like that. And when you do, you get something very, very special. I'm very happy with this list. So many great characters, and over here, not so much. Please, I'm gonna link the list down below. Make the list for yourselves and let me know. I want to see what you guys have for yourselves. It's been a minute since I made a tier list, but this was fun. I do have a couple more lists. I want to do the heroes, of course. This is the villains channel, but we got to give some love to our heroes, and that's a lot of people, so that would take me a whole lot of time to do. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment, share, like the video, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I hope you enjoyed your stay. I hope you enjoyed my list, and farewell.